I'm Merv Griffin. This presentation of An American Journey is a 5-minute introduction to the 40th President of the United States, and it'll give you an overview of this extraordinary, uniquely American life. In a nation where any boy or girl can grow up to be president, Ronald Reagan lived that promise and changed our world forever. This is his American journey in his own words.
We are going to put an end to the notion that the American taxpayer exists to fund the federal government. The federal government exists to serve the American people.
We will always remember. We will always be proud. We will always be prepared, so we may be always free. I warn that there should be no place on earth where terrorists can rest and train and practice their deadly skills. I meant it.
Happy birthday to you. The reason I came home today was not to celebrate my birthday, but to celebrate Dixon and America.
I was born in 1911 in a flat above the local bank in Tampico, Illinois. We moved to Dixon when I was 9. All of us have a place to go back to. Dixon is that place for me. To say that I wanted to be a movie star would have been as eccentric as saying I wanted to go to the moon.
President of the Screen Actors Guild, tireless worker for the welfare of our country, Ronald Reagan.
I was very proud of the Screen Actors Guild, and I was president 6 times.
We're meeting it again now under the name of communism. It's the same old script with a new cast.
Most of us had wonderful dreams when we were children about what we wanted to be when we grew up.
I worked on a television program called GE Theater, and I would spend between 12 and 16 weeks every year traveling the country, visiting the workers in GE plants. And I learned something.
Ladies and gentlemen, Ronald Reagan.
You and I have a rendezvous with destiny. We'll preserve for our children this, the last best hope of man on earth, or we'll sentence them to take the last step into 1,000 years of darkness.
In California, actor Ronald Reagan and Mrs. Reagan arrived to cast their votes in the state's primary election. It's his first political contest.
I never meant to go into politics, but back in the 1960s when I began, it seemed to me that the government was taking more of our money, more of our options, and more of our freedom. I went into politics in part to put up my hand and say, stop.
Good evening. I'm here tonight to announce my intention to seek the Republican nomination for President of the United States.
The dynamics of the Republican campaigns changed here by the big Reagan victory. Today was Reagan's day.
Governor Reagan from Walter Cronkite, congratulations too, sir.
I, Ronald Reagan, do solemnly swear that I will faithfully execute the office of President of the United States. Your dreams, your hopes, your goals are going to be the dreams, the hopes, and the goals of this administration, so help me God.
I'll wrap you up and ribbon you.
What do you say about someone who gives your life meaning? What do you say about someone who's always there with support and understanding? Someone who makes sacrifices so that your life will be easier and more successful. But what you say is that you love that person and treasure her. So Nancy, let me say thank you for all you do. Thank you for your love. And thank you for just being you. Let me read the solemn oath taken by each of these employees. I am not participating in any strike against the government of the United States or any agency thereof. It was my job to protect the rights of the American people. And in the air traffic controller's strike, that's exactly what I did. And if they do not report for work within 48 hours, they have forfeited their jobs and will be terminated.
This is a CBS News special report.
Shots were fired at President Reagan this afternoon as he left a speaking engagement at a Washington hotel. We have received videotape from the hotel where the president was emerging. You are watching it for the first time, as I am.
Mr. President,
The surgeons said that his last remark before he underwent anesthesia was he wanted to make sure that all of them were Republicans. They said that today everyone is a Republican.
Letter came from Peter Sweeney. He's in the 2nd grade, and he said, I hope you get well quick, or you might have to make a speech in your pajamas. Common sense told us that when you put a big tax on something, the people will produce less of it. So we cut the people's tax rates, and the people produced more than ever before. First, let me say I take full responsibility for my own actions and for those of my administration. As angry as I may be about activities undertaken without my knowledge, I am still accountable for those activities. I, for the United States, and the General Secretary for the Soviet Union, have signed the first agreement ever to eliminate an entire class of U.S. and Soviet nuclear weapons. We have made history. Mr. Gorbachev, tear down this wall. The West won't contain communism. It will dismiss it as some bizarre chapter in human history whose last pages are even now being written.
Mr. Speaker, the President of the United States.
Ours was the first revolution in the history of mankind that truly reversed the course of government with 3 little words. We, the people. We, the people, tell the government what it is allowed to do. This belief has been the underlying basis for everything I've tried to do these past 8 years. We, the people, are free.
I christen thee, the United States ship Ronald Reagan, and God bless all those who sail on her.
It is time for us to realize that we're too great a nation to limit ourselves to small dreams. I do not believe in a fate that will fall on us no matter what we do. I do believe in a fate that will fall on us if we do nothing.